Now, I'm sure you've all come across fun like this with plastered walls. They look nice at first glance, but sometimes when you put a level on them, they rock like a seesaw. With small tiles, you can sometimes ride over bad walls like this, but with large format tiles, it will cause you some big issues. So today I'm going to show you how I go about fixing this one. I've got a nice bathroom design here with 90 by 45 porcelain tiles. A lot of money has been spent, so the tiling has to be good. As I go around and check the walls, it becomes apparent this plastered wall is appalling. It runs out in multiple directions. I know that if I have any type of L cut around it, it means one side of the tile will probably stick out miles. And as my tile line will be higher than the window, I know I'm going to get at least one L cut. So I've got some work to do to sort it out. Sometimes it's just a bump on the window beads and you can cut them out or smash them back, but this one is far worse than that, as you can see from the level. This is the kind of shape I'm working with here, which is not good for large format tiles. The walls must be at least flat. So my first approach is to go around with a level and determine where the issue is and what parts are proud and set back. On this one, I've determined the windowsill is the proudest part, so that's where I want to level the rest from. Basically down to the floor, and the left and right of the window just fall away. So the first thing I'll aim to do is get the middle of the window section level. This will then give me something flat to come off of to sort out the left and right sides. I give it a prime as it's a plastered wall, and I'll be using backerboard as my main weapon to pack the bottom out so my level reads plumb upright. Backerboard is a great product as it adheres to things very well. Tiles have a strong bond to it, so it's the ideal product to get you out of these type of situations. So using a piece of 6mm backerboard and taking the level from my highest point, I mark everywhere I can put the 6mm backerboard where the level would still read true. I also take into account the adhesive to stick the board, which will compact down to a couple of millimeters. I cut down the backerboard with a saw, which for me was just one 1.2 meter sheet cut down slightly, and then I just double check where I'll be sticking it to start the process of getting this wall level. For this I'll be using Flex 1, which is a very strong flexible adhesive. I spread 6mm where the board needs to go and push that into place. Once again I check to make sure my level is still pretty true from the highest point. That's the clean part done, now on to the messy part. So next I need to fill the area between the highest point and my backerboard, so from 0 to about 8mm. I'm just going to start by whacking a load of tile adhesive onto the wall. I'm not too fussed how it looks at this stage, I just need to start getting volume on the wall. I can use my level to gauge roughly how much I need. I give it a bit of smoothing with the flat side of my trowel, then I can start using my level to start ruling it off, holding it firm and flat, dragging it through my two level points. I still need a substantial amount more, so I just repeat the process, cleaning my level as I go. And once it starts getting into the zone, I just give it another light smooth off, trying not to disturb it too much. I'll clean it up a bit nicer later once it starts to dry. And you can see here it's now taking shape. It's just a couple of mil out of level, but most importantly, it's now getting flat. The level I can fine tune later with the tiling. So now using my 6-foot level on the new flat section, I can mark where I need to fill in the voids on the left and right sides. Once again, I start adding adhesive in the void area and using the level to rule it off, flattening and removing raised or excess adhesive. You can see here it's starting to flatten the wall out nicely, upright and across. Now the other thing you can do here to eliminate an L cut on a bent window is to take a full tile off one side of the window. As this left side is particularly bad, I'm going to do that here, just to cover myself as this wall is super bowed. And I'm going to justify it with the rest of the setting out as it will look like a full tile continues around the room, which I'll show you later. Now the adhesive on the wall has started to set, I can gently go over it with a second coat, just to smoothen it up and take out any divots. It's a lot easier to do this once the main fill has started to set, rather than trying to do it all in one. So now I'm happy with that, I'll leave it to dry. So it's the next day now, and I'll show you what it looks like once tiled. Just remember what it was like at the start. As my wall still needs to come out a little bit at the bottom, I'll start the bottom row with a 10mm spread on the wall. Then for the next row 8, then 6 on the final. This should get the tiles pretty level if all goes to plan. And every tile will have a 10mm spread on the back regardless. So I just work my way up the wall as normal, checking the level as I go. With the top left cut, I had to add some more board to the wall where the tile would have been just too far off the wall for me to be comfortable with getting a good bond. This guarantees a good solid connection, and the bonus is instead of bending this wall back slightly, which I thought may be the case, it meant I could actually get this all perfectly flat across. And you can see here when I put the level on it, it's completely straight with no rocking or hollows behind the level. You can also see the way I set the toilet wall out now, so it looks like the tile continues around the corner and room. So starting a full tile from the window doesn't look out of place. So after I placed the finishing trim on top and I did that lovely Z cut on the right, this is how it came up. So it's not easy, but with a bit of work you can get yourself out of these terrible situations where the plastering or walls are not great. In a perfect world, the plasterer would come back and correct the wall, but funny enough, that doesn't normally happen. So this is a classic case of the tiler will get over it. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you like that insight into how I get out of tricky situations when tiling.